All right, and I'm live. What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 117. I'm your host, James, and today it's actually just me coming through. Actually, no, look, looks like Bryant did come through. So yeah, it'll be me and Bryant on today's podcast right now. Not a lot happened this week, and I would say the biggest thing that happened this past week would be honestly just what's it called, Nintendo Switch leaks. That's really everything that went on this week. What's up, Brian? Welcome to the podcast. Let me see
Hey,
if
I
I
got a
get
new
the.
computer. I just have to. Um,
Oh, I did not hear anything you said. Let me see. I gotta change up a scene here. Position live here. I will go here.
can you hear me now?
No, I can hear you now.
There we go. We're good. I got a new computer, so I um I had to just change up my Discord settings, so we're good now.
Ah, no worries. Yeah, I gotta make a new scene for just me and you. But we were just doing that introduction here. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow on Twitch as well, as I do simultaneously stream the podcast on both uh channels, or both platforms rather. And yeah, let's go ahead and start talking about what we've been playing while I set up this scene for just me and you. Brian, let's start with you. What you been playing?
Hang on one second. Okay. So I actually have just been playing pretty much. I played Cyberpunk today. I played Cyberpunk 2077 today. A good deal. Uh, it's so dense um that like there's so much to it. It's really hard to kind of keep track of everything. Like, have you played Cyberpunk
I
2077?
I have not. No.
No. It's
I want to.
like I love the setting, and like it's so there's so much to it, and it's like really impressive from a technical level, and
Yeah.
it's really cool like when you think of it that way, but it's just you can like it's kind of the same problem I have with a lot of Western RPGs, like where you can pick up so much inventory and stuff, and it's not as bad as like a Skyrim or whatever where you can pick up like 100 cups or whatever. It's not like that, but
Yeah.
it's just like you can pick up guns, and then the guns have upgrades, and then the upgrades have chips, and then the chips have upgrades, and then you can slot this in to get 20% off, or 20% more accuracy and boost, and like it's just really intense, and
Yeah.
somebody like me, I get kind of overwhelmed by details like that, and so I'm just trying to kind of just play it. Like they just did this mission where you have to like infiltrate this hotel, and they want you to do it like a stealth mission,
Yeah.
and I just am not very good at the controls, and because I'm playing on a keyboard, I'm just not used to playing on a keyboard, and I feel like I'm playing the game wrong, which is kind of another reason that I bounced off of Baldur's Gate 3, is because I just feel like I'm playing the game wrong, like I'm playing it
Yeah.
not the way that they want me to, but it's just so difficult for me to just kind of like wrap my head around all the mechanics and everything.
Yeah.
So um that's just kind of what I've been playing, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm just the story seems solid and everything. It's just I'm hoping I can keep going with it.
Keep going with it. Nice. Welcome in, fan.
What's up?
We were just talking about what we've been playing. Have you been playing anything recently?
Just more Samus Returns, and I
Nice.
got PSP emulator running on my iPhone
Oh,
15 with this
nice.
little Gamester adapter, and I've been playing Mega Man X Maverick Hunter.
Good choice. Love that one.
That's such a good version of it.
Yeah, it is. I like the anime cutscenes that Maverick Hunter X had. It's such a good voice cast too.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
nice refresh to the game.
mhm.
I kind of wish they would have done that with the other like 2 and 3 also.
That would have been cool.
It's a
Yeah.
shame though that like you can play X, what's it called again?
Maverick Hunter X.
Maverick Hunter. Yeah, you can play
Yeah.
Maverick Hunter on PS Vita, but you can't play Mega Man Powered Up, which really bums me out because Mega Man
Hmm.
Powered Up is really good too.
Yeah. I was playing I have also Mega Man Powered Up. I've been playing that. Not this past week, but yeah, Mega Man Powered Up is pretty cool. The stage builders that you can do in there is kind of
Yeah.
awesome. It's what I
It's like
don't know
Mario
if you guys
Maker.
remember. Yeah. Do you guys remember that on PS3 there was supposed to be a Mega Man builder like type game?
Yeah, Mega Man, wasn't it Mega Man World?
I think that's what it was called. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it,
it
it
got
was so cool. And
canceled.
it got canceled when KG in I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but when he
Inafune.
left Capcom. Yeah. Which surprised me. I didn't know of how much he was like literally Capcom because he was in everything. He was Onimusha, of course. I don't know how to pronounce that. Aliana Dominguez. Thank you for the subscription. Appreciate that. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, he was in like Onimusha. In a lot of Resident Evil games. He wasn't like the main like person, but he was there like supervising it as well. So kind of sad to see him go, and then Mighty Number Nine happened, and then it makes you wonder, like, was that really all him, or was it just a fluke? I guess
Did
we'll
he
see. We'll never
hit
know.
gold, or like was it him, or was it just he got lucky once and he kind of rode that the rest of the way?
Yeah,
Because I mean, what else did he really do? I mean, he did Mega
Onimusha,
Man. He did. What'd you say?
Onimusha, he did that as well.
Oh yeah, that was okay. That's another
Yeah.
good property. And
Um.
in Mighty Number Nine was awful.
Mhm.
That what was that Xbox game that he did?
Oh,
Recore. That
Recore.
was like
Yeah,
okay.
it was all right. Yeah, it was a combination between them and the original Metroid Prime team, which was funny, and it was all right. You could definitely see like the Metroid Prime elements, but yeah, like you said, it was okay. I lost interest in that game pretty quick. But yeah, what else have you been playing? Just Maverick Hunter X?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, cause I just started like getting the emulators running on my phone because I
Hmm.
was trying to see what would work with this controller.
Sure.
A
Is it
little bit
Bluetooth
ago in the
or USB
sun.
C?
It's USB-C, so it's one of the few like game ones where the USB-C port is on the left side instead of on the right side,
Okay.
which is interesting. And the reason why I did that because eventually I was thinking I wasn't planning on it, but I was like, if I ever did in the future, if I bought a folding phone,
Yeah.
then I would be able to use this because when the phone folds, right,
Yeah.
you need the USB-C on the left side.
Hmm.
You can't have it on the right side because how the screen folds. If it was on the right side, the screen would fold down
Yeah.
when
I
you
get what you're
unfold it.
saying.
Whereas since on the
Yeah.
left side, if I unfold my phone, it folds up. So I was
Okay.
like, and I bought this. I'm like, well, if I ever get a folding phone, it'd be kind of nice to have, and it'd be like a very expensive 3DS phone game
Yeah.
emulator.
Speaking of which, how about that controller that's coming out in
Yep.
August? That Kickstarter.
We were actually going to talk about that in a bit. That was going to
Oh,
be our
good.
small news for today. Real quick, I guess I'll talk about what I've been playing
Yeah,
recently,
please.
which is not much, but Marvel Rivals. I've been hooked on
Mm.
Marvel Rivals. Actually, it's really good. For those of you who don't know, and probably I don't think anybody here might know, I was a huge Overwatch fan when it first came out. I really did enjoy it. I played Genji a lot. Overwatch was the game that pushed me to upgrade my PC my first time and play it on PC. I would play as Genji, and it was the first game I actually really wanted to use mouse and keyboard on. So yeah, like I was huge into that. Marvel Rivals though, I was like, man, like I'm not a big Marvel guy. Outside of Spider Man and the X Men, I can care less about Marvel. And Overwatch is just kind of like, I'm done with that. I'm done with those style games. But after a lot of convincing, I was like, you know what, let me give it a try. Let me play it out. And honestly, I like it. It's fun. It's while it's like Overwatch in terms of the game modes, it's not played exactly the same because each of the heroes are different, and they do complement like how they are actually in the
Universe.
in their universe, right? Like Spider Man. In my head, I was thinking, oh, if you play a Spider Man, what he's gonna do is just shoot webs, like that's gonna be his guns. No, like Spider Man is literally a melee character. While he does shoot webs and he has other things, there's a lot more that he does, right? He can swing, he can grab other players, throw them out, and stuff like that, which I thought was really really cool. And I honestly, I wasn't expecting that. I was just expecting them to just have Spider Man shoot webs, and that was it. That was gonna be his thing. Let's see. Tonio said, "I'm not a third-person shooter player. I will stick with Overwatch." Yeah, that's another thing. Like some people might be not be a big fan of the game because it is third person versus
Perspective.
first person. Yeah, and I think honestly, third person makes sense, especially when you're playing somebody like Spider-Man. Right, you're swinging around so fast that in first person, I feel like you'll be more lost than in third person. There are some elements that make it first person, like when you do Hella's like ultimate, you go in the sky and then you're in first person. You're looking at all the enemies and then you're shooting, I guess like fireballs or whatever she does. There's that. Black Widow also goes into first person for like sniping and things like that. But other than that, like the game is fun. I've been playing as Hulk, which I thought, you know what, I'm gonna just be Hawkeye because Hawkeye is like Hanzo, and I'll just stick to that. But no, I've been playing as Hulk. Iron Man is fun because Iron Man's play like Iron Man. You fly around and shoot and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Winter Soldier I like because I am a Winter Soldier fan. Part of that was
I
because
thought you were gonna say I'm a Winter Soldier. It's like not where you live,
no,
my friend.
no, I'm a Winter Soldier
I'm a
fan.
Winter Soldier, if
Yeah,
anything.
yes, you are with that negative degree weather you guys are having
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else? Yeah, I'm a Winter Soldier fan mainly because we share the same name. So, but also he's kind of cool. And who else have I played at? And Loki. I wasn't really gonna play a
Same names.
healer,
Okay.
but Loki's a healer, and I was like, all right, let me play
What
as
if you
Loki.
said your name was Loki? That'd be interesting.
No, I would feel bad because then everybody would not trust me.
It's true.
Yeah,
That name
they're-
has some inherited distrust, that's for sure.
exactly. So I would not want that name for sure. Uh, but mainly that, and outside of that, Super Mario 64. I've been playing some of that, which is funny. I've been playing some on my Switch, and then some of it on my Retroid Pocket 5. And I have of course, two different save files, so it's like I'm going back and forth between the two. But I mean, Super Mario 64, you can't go wrong with that game. It's
Nope.
still, in my opinion, one of the best games ever made. Like it's just fun, and the music's
I
great
love the
too.
physics. It's
Yeah,
never been the same. The physics are so good in it.
that
Camera, little
and the
hit or miss, but the
music.
perspective's amazing. Yeah, and the music's great too.
Like I like Mario Galaxy music, and Super Mario 3D World has great music. I've said that that's my favorite Mario game. Between 3D World and 3D Land, I just like those 3D games. But like Super Mario 64 is just special. Like it's on a, I don't know how to explain it. It's on a different level. What I really like about it is the music, how the music complements like the atmosphere. Like when you first go into the your first like underground level, and it starts off with like it has like a cavey vibe.
Like the echoey
Uh,
stuff.
yeah, it's all echoey, and then it plays the underground
Hazy Maze
song.
Cave, probably.
Yeah, that was the first one. I just like it. Like everything, it's just a well done game, and I would
Absolutely.
love a remake of Super Mario 64. Honestly, just keep
That'd be
everything the
awesome.
same.
Because
Just make it look prettier.
those textures are real.
Yeah,
They're real primitive.
I've been looking. There's a lot of mods for the official, like, not the official, but the non-official PC port that they did, and I'm trying to find the best looking version because of the Ocarina of Time one, which I really like, and I've been trying to. I'm probably gonna go ahead and play around with this and maybe do a short on it. There is a way to play the Ocarina of Time 64 like compiled version, right, where you can run it natively on your PC and Steam Deck, but you can swap out all the textures to the 3DS textures, and then of course you can play it at like 1080p, 4K, whatever you want to do, and the game just looks gorgeous, and it just has the same menu landscape as the 64 version, but you can play it on a better display. So I want to play around with that stuff because I think that would be kind of cool to revisit Ocarina of Time 64, but with the textures of the 3DS version, since the 3DS version looks better. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive in and talk about the MCON controller. That's going to be our first bit of small news here. The MCON controller was we reported this, I want to say a while back, where the first video came out. Fan was actually the one who found that out for us and shared the video. And basically, it's a controller that is MagSafe to your iPhone. Well, originally it was only iPhone, but now
It's Android too now, I think.
Yep, now it's Android too. They have like a magnetic like sticker that you can attach to like Android phones, so you can get the MagSafe. Um, I
Experience.
guess yeah,
Attempt experience.
exactly. For lack of better words.
Mm.
But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I know both of you have pre-ordered it. I haven't yet, unfortunately. But I definitely want to go ahead and get it. I think it's a pretty cool controller, pretty cool concept. One of you guys want to chime in and just give more explanation on it?
Are you
Sure.
going to get it eventually? Like, do you like
Yeah.
because you probably want to get the Kickstarter because I don't know if any more of those $99 slots are still open, but you're gonna pay more if you don't jump on that.
I checked earlier today. There's still 25. So hopefully, when I go ahead to go ahead and get it, it's still available.
Well, Fan,
Yeah, it
go
does.
ahead because you're the one that found it, and I'll chime in after you're done.
Yeah, I mean, I just like happened to stumble across it, and it just pulled up on my YouTube feed.
Mm-hmm.
It's just random kid made a MagSafe controller for his iPhone because he wanted something that was portable and easy to carry around, and it was pretty cool. I mean, even though he like made it with a 3D printer and with some PCBs that he just slapped together, and it's Bluetooth, I thought was pretty cool. The whole Kickstarter shows like the video of like him like coming up with the design after partnering up with OSnap, which I actually have their like stuff on my case. Like I have the OSnap thing on there.
It's a good quality stuff.
It is like this.
Okay.
This is actually metal, and it lines up with the MagSafe, so it actually passes through charging. So I can still use this with MagSafe chargers.
Oh, cool.
Or like if you had like a regular pop socket, the part that sticks out, like this part, isn't flush with this, so you can't use MagSafe chargers with pop sockets. Where this one, you can kind of still do it, and it still like even acts as a stand. So, I mean, people that designed this, smart of him to partner up with the ImCon guy. Smart of him to partner up with OSnap because, they knew their engineering like chops. Because whatever they design is way better than what he initially concepted.
Mm-hmm.
Like the kick out versus just the slide, like that just like that brings me back
It
to
looks
like
really cool.
The Android Dream, the HTC Dream or G1, where the phone like kicks out and
Or like
then
the sidekick.
Yeah, I was gonna say the sidekick.
sidekick.
No,
kicked out.
not a sidekick, but it's. I mean, this
It's a
would
similar
kinda be the same thing
concept.
too. Yeah, similar concept. But it was the first Android phone. It was on T-Mobile and it had like a kick out screen. And I'm like, the fact that the freaking controller has Hall effect sensors too, like they put Hall effect sensors in there, and all the buttons are like super silent. And I'm like, man, that's like, I mean, I've got this, and like, once I get that, like, that's gonna be such more portable to carry around.
Mm-hmm.
Use it with your current case. You don't have to take off the case and use it, which is a big
have to take
issue
off
with
the
mobile
case.
gaming, right? It's like
like I have to take off my case to put the controller on. It's annoying sometimes.
Like I have the backbone, and it's the same thing. Like you want to use a good the G1. Yeah, Tonio says the G1. I do remember the G1, one of the first Android phones. But yeah, like using the like any mobile controller, backbone, Razer, whatever the case might be, like that's usually the biggest issue. If it's not a Bluetooth controller, if it's a direct connection, you kind of have to remove the case. But in this case, no pun intended there. You don't have to, right? It's
Good one, James.
MagSafe. You just put it right in the back and it magnetizes it, and you're good to go. And it's pretty awesome. See, Tonio said everyone talks about the power of the Switch. I just want proper online system, party chat, game join invites, messaging system. Nobody on YouTube ever talks about outdated online. We'll be getting to some more Nintendo Switch later on. But you are right with that. Not too many of us talk about outdated online. I don't think I've actually mentioned it in my video. I think we're just hoping for better online in the future.
I mean, we've talked about it, about what we expect of the new Switch, and one of them was like getting rid of the stupid app.
Yeah, that app needs to go.
That partner, sure. That needs to go.
But yeah, I think the MCON is gonna be pretty cool, honestly, and I think it's gonna be huge. All the only colors available that I'm seeing on the GoFundMe is the or just Kickstarter. I'm sorry, Kickstarter. Is the white one? It looks like
they just announced they're doing 2 additional colors. One of them is translucent. If the Kickstarter gets to $1 million, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I assume you can pick once they start issuing those out.
What'd you say, Van?
I assume you get to pick once they hit that $1 million mark. If you want to do clear, you can.
Okay, yeah, that's what I asked. Like, are they gonna allow you to switch? Because like, if I back it now and then the translucent comes out, I'm gonna want that one.
You can change your pledge, so I assume you can pick your color.
Okay. Makes
With
sense.
that controller, there's only one thing that's really kind of making me a little worried is I don't want backbone uh, sticks because I just find them too small. Like the range of motion isn't good enough. It's like the same reason why I just can't love the Portal is because I just really don't like how the joysticks feel.
Yeah.
So he said they're quote I think near full size joysticks. So if that's the case, if the joysticks are maybe just like slightly less than like a dual sense or an Xbox controller, but maybe like a little bit more significant than like a backbone or a PS Portal, I think will be in business for what you get. Because I mean that's like the whole like trick of a mobile controller like that is that you don't want to have a big thing you're lugging around. You don't want to have it in a case and you have to like carry it with you in a backpack and have a
Yeah.
whole like infrastructure for it, right? With a controller like that, the fact you can just kind of snap it on and it just kind of blends into your phone, so it's just like one piece. You kind of just break it out whenever and game on it whenever you want to. Like that's incredibly enticing. So if it's a really good controller, if it's really solid and it feels good, it's ergonomic, the sticks feel nice, the buttons are feel well placed and everything. It's gonna be quite a treat when it comes out all the way in August. Which again, that's kind of a bummer. It's coming out in August, and that's assuming it doesn't get delayed. So,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely looking forward to that. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah. No worries. Yeah, I'm excited for that too, and yeah, can't wait for that to come out and see how that goes. And for sure, I'm definitely gonna try to get one. I definitely do want to pledge. Hopefully, it's still available when I have the funds to do that, and I will definitely make a video like I do with pretty much everything I have. Um, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the Nintendo Switch leak, or rather leaks, because we after we did the podcast, I believe on the 31st, right? There's 31 days in December, right? Yeah, on the day before New Year's, there was a leak of what looked to be the motherboard of the new Nintendo Switch with the Nvidia chip on it, and yeah, a lot of people were excited to see a motherboard and a processor, which is nice. And I guess the good thing about it is we do know now it seems to be in production in some way, because today there was another leak, and the leak for today was the Joy-Con. It seems the Joy-Con is finally fully done, and there was one out there which shows off the bigger SL and SR, which in the Joy-Con mode, when you put it sideways, your L and R is called SL and SR. So it kind of shows the whole inside of there. It looks like it's the black or the gray Joy Cons, and on the inside it's blue, which is very interesting. Which is a different colorway, and it does show the magnets and all that stuff that would, or how it would be attaching to the Switch. And yeah, I mean, this is all good news because that kind of just points to the way that yes, it's in production now. What a lot of people probably don't realize is when an announcement is made for a new device, typically it's because they're already starting mass productions of that device, right? They don't announce it and then do production at that time. And that's usually the case, right? Very rarely is it an announcement and then production starts later on. Usually it's production starts, then we'll announce it. And that's usually how leaks happen, right? There's a lot of NVIDIA and AMD leaks. All of those leaks are because these new NVIDIA and AMD cards are supposed to be already in mass production, which is where all these leaks are coming from when it comes to those things. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this, fan? Are you excited to finally start seeing actual hardware for the Switch? And what do you think is going to be next that gets leaked?
Um, Maybe the dock would be the next thing that gets leaked. Who knows? Because they even who was it? I can't remember who it was on. I don't know if it was Wario 64 or someone that, but they showed the comparison between the old ones in the leak.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see how there's like a difference in size.
Yeah.
Where yes, it is a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But then they also shows like that there's a sensor in the middle of it now,
Yeah.
compared to like the other one where it just has like the four dots for like which controller, like player 1, 2, 3, or 4 you are. So I mean, it's cool that there's having these leaks. I mean, I'd honestly just like to be surprised, but you know, it's gonna happen. When manufacturers start getting these mock-ups and they start producing these things, someone's gonna take a picture.
Yeah. You know, the person who I thought who did it was Stealth 40K, but it wasn't him. But yeah, I'm looking at the picture now, and yeah, you're right. There's like a weird I don't know what type of
There's like a
sensor would
dot in
that
the
be.
middle.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have no idea what that is. I don't know if it's like a maybe like an IR sensor
yeah. That's what I was gonna say. It
for
looks like an
some.
IR sensor of some sort. And it looks like also, I don't know, those are buttons, but all the way to the edge on the top and at the bottom, it looks like there might possibly be two extra buttons, or are those
Yeah,
magnets. I don't know.
I don't know. Like there's like a cutout in the middle, so I don't know if that middle is like where it's supposed to be lights to show you what player you are,
Yeah,
or if that's like a connection like into the new Switch.
yeah, that's true. I mean that cutout. Now that you mention it, I thought it was. I just assumed that that's where whatever the switch is connecting to in terms of magnets, that's where the input would go there, and that's what would charge the Joy Cons. But yeah, that could be something else.
Because that'd be a weird thing. Because if it slides,
Mm-hmm.
having a little insert in there doesn't make sense if it's gonna slide. It's gonna be more of a I'm gonna connect it and maybe almost kind of like how the Legion Go like
Yeah,
controllers connect, where it like you kind of like angle it and then pop in. You don't slide. Where the Joy Cons on the Switch, you slide them on.
yeah, yeah. I'm looking at my Joy Cons now because I was like, how did the original one look? But yeah, you're right. It's like, so
Yeah,
you got
it
the lights
slides on. There's a
here, and everything
rail,
slides on.
but
So
this
yeah,
link has like a cutout in the middle. I'm like, what's that cutout for?
yeah. The cutout I would assume is where there's probably
Maybe
something
it's
on
like
the
for the
switch side.
magnets. Maybe
Yeah,
like
that.
the magnets like maybe the magnets are like recessed, right? But
Yeah,
when you slide it on, they pop in,
pop in.
and
Yeah,
it locks.
that would
That's
make
the only thing I can
sense.
think of.
Kind of like an Apple Watch band, right? The magnets are kind of recessed, but the minute you put it on the watch, the magnet
Yeah,
actually pulls the thing to keep it in place. Um,
that just might be a way they thought of like making it more secure, where it doesn't
yeah.
like come out.
But then now that I think about it, like the lights, because these Joy Cons have the four lights to tell you,
Yeah,
player 1, 2, and 3. This doesn't have that. So are they just gonna get
yeah,
rid of that? Because that was a kind of cool feature. Like even the KK um, 3 Max controller has it.
yeah,
Like right here on this side, this is to show you player 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's a neat feature. PlayStation has the light bar that turns different colors depending on the player you are. In this case, that was always nice, and surprisingly, if you're playing local co-op, it's very useful. I play it with my kids, and it's nice to know whose controller is what, and then we pass it on and give it to
yeah.
whoever it is.
I
So
mean that little sensor, maybe one of them could, maybe it isn't a sensor, maybe it's an LED, and
yeah,
it's just color, red, blue, green, yellow,
yeah,
and they're going, and that's how you know which player you are.
and it looks like the release is not. Well, I guess no, it was on
It's
the
still
Joy
there.
Cons too. Yeah, it's still there. It's just
Yeah,
bigger now. The button.
yeah.
It looks huge. Like if that is the release button, that's pretty big. But I guess my only fear of this, and I was always hoping that those leaks weren't true, was I wanted more ergonomics, and it looks like it's still gonna be flat. I don't know if it being taller helps out with holding it better. I doubt it because I'm still having that same issue of not holding it. And I guess the other sad part too is like I won't be able to use my mobile pad anymore because this new Switch doesn't utilize that. So there's that as well. But I guess I can always resell it. I was hoping for some type of backwards compatibility with that. But I think it was you that mentioned that they're probably trying to get away from the Joy Cons because the way you would jailbreak a Switch is you slide the Joy-Con in and that's what jailbreaks it. So that kind of makes
Yeah.
sense. Which is crazy. Like the stuff people find, it's ridiculous. I remember with the PSP when they were first being jailbroken was the battery. You had to do something with the battery, and that would jailbreak the PSP back then. Yeah, I'm excited for this, and honestly, I think sooner rather than later we're gonna hear from Nintendo. I think we will get a Nintendo Direct that will talk about specifically the Switch 2 and everything they're gonna bring. And I'm super excited. Like all we know that's coming this year from Nintendo is Donkey Kong Country, which comes out soon, or Donkey Kong Country Returns HD rather, that comes out soon. and then we have Xenoblade Chronicles X. Those are the only two things that we know that are coming. After that, like, oh, Metro Prime 4 as well. They did say 2025, so we do know Metro Prime 4 is coming. But like, I believe that is going to be one of the big games they're going to showcase for the Switch 2. It will probably be playable on the Switch, maybe at 30 FPS, but the Switch 2 will run it at 60 FPS. And it's going to be one of those games so you can see the difference in terms of performance. But that's, of course, an opinion. I don't know if that's going to actually happen. Oh, what's up, Ash?
I'm here. I'm just having a bite.
Oh, no
Dude,
worries.
imagine if that optical sensor, they're trying to make it to where like you can use, like an IR sensor, right? How they do the like 1-2 switch games, right?
Yeah.
And maybe they'll implement that as another motion or control for those type of games. I mean, I can just imagine them doing something like with the Legion Go, where they made like the controller into like a mouse.
What were we saying, Brett?
All I have to say is that like Nintendo better announce this thing before the whole damn thing just gets shown and that's it. Like there's no surprise anymore. Like what are we waiting for? Come on.
Yeah.
Well, all their accessories and stuff always gets leaked.
Yeah, I mean, I think Nintendo will definitely show it. Where's my scene all mixed up here? It's weird. Gotta figure out something. My scene here.
Yeah, but just imagine like if their new Joy-Cons will be kind of like similar to like a Legion Go controller, where you can kind of like flip that sensor down, and then you would use it like a mouse, because the shoulder buttons are like literally right there.
That'd be cool. I did hear somebody saying that the Switch 2 controller can be used as a mouse. I don't know if like how would you use that, like this way, like put the controller sideways, and I mean I guess. I mean because it does look like an optical sensor. Now that I think about it, it does look like it because it looks like it has.
And then the shoulder buttons right there at the top, so like L or R or whatever, and then ZL would be like left and right click, like they're literally right there.
Yeah, I don't. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting to see.
It'd be weird, but it'd be like that's just another thing they could do,
Yeah. Brian, do you have any other things to say on these Switch 2 leaks?
No, I don't really like talking about ill-gotten things like this.
Gotcha. What about you, Ash?
So basically, we're talking about the Switch 2, right?
Yeah. The leaks on the Joy-Con so far, yeah.
Oh yeah. I know the Joy-Cons are magnetic, right? They're supposed to be.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
we're talking about the pictures. Have you seen the leaks on it? The ones that were shown off?
No,
today?
Not yet. I'm supposed they're more ergonomic, a little bit more.
No.
Oh, really? That's kind of surprising.
That was you. Okay. Go to Twitter and just type in Stealth 40K. He has like a picture of it, or Wario 64, but Wario 64 you'll have to do a lot more scrolling.
Literally, you can just search Switch 2 Joy-Con.
True, there's that too.
And it'll just like a bunch of people are like freaking retweeting it.
Yeah, let me look at that right now. Let's see, Switch 2 Joy-Cons. Oh, they're supposed to look more roundish, right? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, it should look pretty much. I mean, I guess they're maybe a little bit more rounded, but it should be. Does it show like the blue magnet? It shows like the inside of it.
Oh, not the inside of it. No, I'm
like it's gray on the outside, but where the rail is blue.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do see it. Yeah, I see it. I do like the design of it. Looks a bit better, but hopefully, when it actually comes out, it's better for our hands. I mean, I got big ass hands, so I just hope this doesn't sacrifice less ergonomic, because I have some confidence in Nintendo that they want to like aim for a better user experience with their next system. So that also involves with better ergonomics and everything. Yeah. So, but if anything, okay. That was the main topic, was mainly just what the stuff looks like, if anything, or
that's what we're discussing right now.
Yeah, I mean the leaks, they've confirmed that these are more like probably going to be what they are.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really disappointed with this, just because I already know for a fact that there's going to be new games coming out for this thing. We're not going to be like having a drought of Switch 2 titles at all. If anything, my main thing with the system is hopefully they give it more quality of life when it comes to you adding more customization for users and stuff like themes and everything. That's my main thing, because I'm not worried about the games. That's coming.
Would be nice.
Yeah, it's It's going to be there. But I want them to go back on what they used to do. But I'm thinking they might do it for the Switch too, because it happened first with the DS. It had a really nice, cool intro when you at the beginning, but it was like pretty much a plain old intro. It was kind of cool, it has its own aesthetic and everything, but it was simple. And then when the DSi came out, that's when they kind of revamped the entire menu. So I'm like, okay, makes sense. Singles of the Wii. The Wii is definitely memorable and iconic, but they also definitely revamped the Wii menu again when we get into the Wii U. So it might happen the same way for the Switch too.
You would hope so, but
You hope,
this
yeah.
is also a different Nintendo, right? This is not Iwata's Nintendo anymore.
Really, you trying to use the Iwata argument, man?
Well,
what the hell?
I mean,
here's the argument that they're not going to do it. That from the DS to the Wii, right?
Yeah.
Those are completely different generations of system. This is a Switch 2, supposedly, so it's the successor to the Switch. So for them to completely revamp the OS would not be, they probably would say like that not be a good idea, because you're basically breaking the continuation from the previous model.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's my argument of saying they're probably not going to do a lot of customization, because or if they are, they're not going to do a lot of changes, like too much change.
If anything, they should definitely add a lot more on top of the Switch OS, I feel.
They just need to let us do more
yes.
Like change backgrounds.
Yes.
Not just black and white.
Simple stuff. Why do I need to hack my Switch just to do that?
Yeah.
Make that available. Just make that available.
And that's a small thing they can do. They can leave the giant panel of games. That's fine, right?
Yeah.
It'd be nice if we can change the background. If we can change the color other than just white or black, you know?
Yeah.
Or
Even then, like when you hover over a game, the background changes to whatever that game is showing. That would be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
And listen, all I'm saying
it doesn't have to be a
that
full revamp, just small little improvements.
The whole point of me asking this is just to give a user a unique experience of their own with their own console. If you want to stick with the original Nintendo Switch menu, that's fine. Do that. Go for it. But not everyone else will feel the same thing, right? They probably want to go in at like an Animal Crossing theme, an Ace Attorney theme, a Breath of Fire 4 theme, or something like that, and roll with it. You know, it's just we need more customization with this stuff, and I feel like when it comes to what Nintendo's offering, that's very limited compared to other competitors and stuff. So that's my thing. Games, they already got that done lock. They understood the assignment. They're gonna accomplish it.
Yeah. No,
Give me achievements.
Sure.
Achievements be cool if they somehow interact with the like coins you get, like the platinum coins, because that was a big issue for me. Like you get the platinum coins and you can do these things to get it, but get like little challenges, or like play F-Zero 99 and complete a race, or play Super Mario Land on Nintendo Switch Online, back up your save data, and you get little coins for that. I would prefer achievements give you these coins, and then you can unlock themes or icons
both.
and stuff like that with that, right? Yeah, or both. Yeah, that works. Because like I feel that you don't get enough platinum coins to get everything. You definitely have to pick and choose at some point. Like I have a lot, but that's because I have a lot left over from way back in the days. Before it was what was it? What, Club Nintendo, I think it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nintendo, yes. I remember
that.
them.
And like
Yeah.
it transitioned and everything like that. So I have a lot of platinum coins, and I don't really use it to buy stuff because I don't buy much from Nintendo's like online store.
I buy those icons.
Yeah, the icons
Yeah.
I buy all the time, right? You know, but I don't try to use all my points just in case there's something really cool that comes out on Nintendo's online store to go ahead and get that. But like, because most of the stuff that I buy is or from Nintendo's like online store. I'm not talking about like eShop, but online stores like closed. Like I'll get their exclusive Metroid stuff because you can't really find a lot of Metroid swag out there. I did find somebody who had a other M, or not other M, I'm sorry, Metroid 2, Samus Returns, like shirt, which was pretty dope. But I don't know where they got it from. But yeah, that's mainly the stuff that I get. Let's see. Bradley Taylor says, "What day do you think Nintendo will announce the Switch 2? Will it be Switch 2, Nintendo Direct, etc.? What time on that day do you think the big announcement will happen? I'm hoping a Nintendo Direct on January 8th. I think the 8th is too soon. I'm hoping for a January Direct as well, but I don't know, because I this week I don't feel like there'll be any announcements because CES is happening.
Yeah.
And because CES happening, they're probably gonna wait maybe a week or two for that. So I don't know
When's
if I would.
the game conference thing that happens in this around this time in February? Is it in February?
GDC, like Game Developer
Yeah.
Conference. It's usually random. Sometimes it's February, sometimes it's March. Like it's random. I don't think they have a like concrete date for
No.
that.
Hmm.
But I don't know if I can say a concrete date on that. I don't know if you guys have like an exact date that you're predicting it on. But it probably will happen like on a Thursday because usually they do directs on Thursday, sometimes Wednesdays. Um, but I think on a Thursday, I hope on a Wednesday. Actually, regardless of the day, I guess I gotta work those days. So I hope it's on a day and they announce it beforehand, so I can request a day off. If they do it this Wednesday, which would be pretty dope because I'm off this Wednesday, then we would definitely cover it. But I don't think they're gonna do it because GDC is happening, or not GDC. I'm sorry, CES is happening this whole week, and they're probably just gonna wait. I wonder if we'll hint if Nvidia will hint at it in their keynote.
I mean, the motherboard that got leaked like had the model number of the processor kind of on it, so who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, and there's also, I forgot to also mention, not really a leak, but there's the patent. Was it a patent for the DLSS upscaling?
Yeah.
But it's like a customized version that Nintendo's doing. So it looks like it's not using DLSS, but it's going to be I guess I don't want to say modified because they never use the term DLSS at all.
It's like a forked DLSS, if that makes sense. So it's not the same DLSS that we use on our normal PCs, but this is a DLSS that's customized, made for Nintendo. Yeah. So I'm curious on how that's going to perform once the whole system comes out and everything. Mm-hmm. But yeah, essentially this is pretty much a fork off of the original DLSS into a Nintendo based DLSS, if that makes sense.
Like PSSR, you know?
Yeah,
PlayStation.
I was gonna say that. Like I was gonna assume that anyways. So yeah, PlayStation's not using FSR; they're using their own version. So it only makes sense that Nintendo would use their own as well. I mean, they've been using it already, but this is probably gonna be a way better version of that because it's gonna have hardware acceleration. Because when it comes to Xenoblade Chronicles 3, you can tell they're using it. If you shift the camera and look really closely, it gets very like pixelated and blurry, and then it'll kind of like fix itself. And I think Tears of the Kingdom also use it as well. You can notice it in Tears of the Kingdom. Again, if you
Hey Bradley, just to answer your question, yeah, we saw the blue Joy-Con leak that we just talked about, like about maybe 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was one of the first things we were talking about there. But yeah, what do you guys think? Are they gonna announce the Switch 2 Direct this month, or do you think later on?
I think it's gonna be February.
Yeah, I'm going along with the NX events that happened like so many years ago. I feel like they're going to do something similar to that.
I'm going to say February because CES is going on right now.
Yeah.
Mobile World Congress happens in March. So nothing's really going on in February.
Okay.
So it's either going to be end of January, early February, somewhere around in there.
Yeah, the original Switch was announced in January. Like they showed it off. And it was, I want to say, probably around the second week of January.
Didn't they have a conference about the Switch?
Yeah, it was a whole thing they did, a live conference.
I thought that was in February though.
No, I'm pretty sure that was in January. Let me double check.
I remember this because that's when they also announced Shin Megami Tensei 5 along with that too.
Did they?
Yeah. They announced at first they did an announcement of an announcement in January saying, "Hey, listen, if you want to learn more about Codename NX, tune in with our live conference sometime during January, not January, during February or something like that."
I thought the announcement was in October. Like are you talking about like that trailer, that thing with like the girl on the rooftop with her Switch?
No, the actual like press conference where they talked about the Switch. Because that
I know, but Ash just said the announcement of the announcement. I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. What would that be called? Nintendo Switch announcement.
It says, I mean, just Googling it, like it says original Switch went on sale in March 3rd, 2017, but was announced by Nintendo on October 20th, 2016, a full 4.5 months.
So, that was that trailer. That was the October 2016.
Okay. Yeah. And that was I believe that was a shadow drop. Like nobody knew that was just a shadow drop.
Yeah.
Because I do remember seeing
that happened when I was training. I remember. I remember because I just got hired at my new job, and I was on a break, and I watched that, and I just freaking went nuts.
Yep, January 13th was the Nintendo Switch live
wow.
presentation.
That was
Yep.
February. Okay.
Yeah, I got it right here. January 13th was the presentation where they showed off the Nintendo Switch for the first time. Yeah, because I do remember that being January. Yeah, Bradley also said the presentation was January 2017.
Yeah,
Honestly,
on the website it says January.
if
Like,
they're already this late, I'm still siding with Fan to begin with, right on this, because at that point they should have already announced about the presentation to begin with,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah, I wanna say they did that. They said more coming next year, and then in the beginning of January they already had announced it. So, what do you see? What about you, Brian? What's your thoughts, or what's your prediction? What month do you think it's gonna be announced?
I would love for them to do the same date as they did 8 years ago. I think that'd be kind of cool, and just to reflect on the amount of time that's passed since the original Switch. Which, when you think about, I mean, the older you get, the more time kind of slips by, and it just kind of blows my mind that by the time this announcement happens, it's been 8 years since the Switch came out, and it just still feels like yesterday that the Switch came out to me. So it's kind of messing with my head.
I agree, man.
I don't think they'll do that though.
Think it'll be February?
I like with how Nintendo's being run right now, where it's more like a business. Like they're gonna think of like what's gonna be the most impact. Like, trying to figure out when would be the best time to announce. When if there's so much other stuff going on, then they're just trying to grab attention. With all this other stuff going on, they're gonna try and find a time where there's a lull, where there's not really much else happening, where they can capture, everyone's attention all at once. Because CES is going on right now, and they're going to be talking about CES for a while. Like even after it's done, like people are going to keep be talking about it because things are going to be released to people that can review and stuff like that. So I think it'll be like later half of January or February or early February. In my honest opinion, is probably when it's going to be.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of argue with that because like for a business, especially if they want to have more like
more
to
hype,
please the share. Yeah, well, not only that, to please the shareholders, right?
Yeah.
January would make perfect sense because it's the end of the fiscal quarter, right? So it's the end of their quarter, not the fiscal. Well, yeah, in the end of fiscal year, I believe as well. No, fiscal year ends in March. I'm sorry. Or no, not March. Because it was January.
I'm pretty sure
it's February, March, April, I believe, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong. I might be confused now. No, because it's November, December, January is one quarter for Nintendo. So this would be the end of their quarter, which is, I believe,
January is the beginning of their quarter.
Oh, is it?
Like, yeah. So if Q1 is October to December. Q2 is January to March. Q3 is April to June. Q4 is
that's
July
how Nintendo does
September.
their quarter, so they don't do it like everybody else.
That's just general fiscal quarters, like for financial stuff.
You sure?
For financial calendars.
Usually financial calendars are November, December, January ends, and then you have February, March, April, because they try to do the holiday all in one thing.
I'm looking at it, and those are the dates that it's giving me.
Okay.
Like financial fiscal quarters is which is what I searched up.
Oh,
so, this would be the beginning of their.
Oh yeah, right here,
fiscal quarters.
No, right here it says the fiscal year ends for Nintendo March 31st.
Yeah, which would be the end of the quarter.
January, March, April. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. No, January, February, March. You're right. Okay. So then, never mind. I take back what I was going to say, because then I was going to say that it would have made sense to do it in January so that they start off a new quarter or new fiscal year with that, but that's null. I retract what I was going to say. Any other thoughts?
I mean, if they do the announcement in Q2, but it releases at the end of Q4, then maybe they'll end their year strong because there's not a lot of stuff going on.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of. Like, if it gets released like in Q4, which is like between July and September, that like business standpoint wise, like maybe that's how they're going to end on a strong fiscal year.
I would like a March release, because I think a March release made perfect sense for the original Switch, and not only that, there was like nothing coming out in March at that time. I guess
that'd be
Horizon
too soon
Zero
though.
Dawn.
That'd be way too soon. Like, because March is just
Yeah.
right around the corner. It's
That's true. And if they just
3
started
months.
production,
Yeah.
they would need more time.
They would not have enough time to make as many units if they plan on selling
So
as
you think
much
a summer
as many
release?
as they did. I'm like probably like summer, like fall release, trying to get it out before the holiday season.
I can see some. I would hope summer, not
Yeah.
fall. I would hope summer. I hope they don't do the fall release, because my issue with fall release too is that, like, especially for a lot of people, and I don't know if companies really think about that, but there could be overlapping things that are releasing in the fall, and you're like kind of like, okay, well, now I have to pick and choose what I'm gonna buy. Versus let's get everything out there. Most companies don't, right? A lot of big games used to at least release in the fall, and then everybody had to fight for people's attention. But now I feel like companies got smart. They're like, hey, let's release it year long, because now we're not all fighting for one spot. Every month there's a big game and somebody can get something big. But I'm hoping summer. I think Nintendo is not gonna go fall. I think they're gonna go summer. They're gonna want a quiet, uh, you know, for lack of better words, a quiet quarter, right, where there's not a lot happening, and that's my opinion at least.
I mean, if they release it in the middle of Q4
Mhm.
and just like ride that wave all the way to like the end of Q1, like so like end of Q4 to Q1, they're gonna like end on a strong like fiscal year will end great because of sales, and then they're starting a new fiscal year great.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I can see that. What about you, Brian Ash? What's your prediction for the launch? Not for the direct, but for the launch. When do you think it's gonna launch?
I'm pretty sure Ash said winter.
Did he say winter for that?
He did.
I remember saying winter, yeah. But
I thought he was talking about the announcement.
The direct.
Sorry. Yeah.
But
No, he was talking about the launch. We had a disagreement.
Honestly, though, I mean, I might backtrack a little bit and maybe go with the summer.
Oh boy.
Which I have a separate reason for that, because I mean, because kids are out of school around that time, so get all the kids to play on the newest console during the summer. Makes sense to me.
Kids are playing out in the streets and playing stickball. What are you talking about?
This ain't the 1990s, brother.
Yeah, like
in the summertime, they're all playing the stickball and collecting cans and eating bubble gum. That's what they do now.
I mean, the winter would make sense though, because then you have people who are stuck up north inside, right, indoors. They can't leave because they're frozen in.
Well, in some places, like by me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I really think that this is going to be. I'll say summer.
Summer.
I think it's going to be a January, February announcement with like a press conference kind of thing, or just like a drop of a trailer or something, and then I bet it's gonna drop in August. That's my guess.
Does everyone here think that a new Mario game will launch with the Switch 2?
Did Odyssey launch along with the original Switch?
No,
it didn't.
Came out
normally a Mario game comes out like several months
within
after, a year after.
Yeah, within the year.
Yeah, so I don't think a Mario game is gonna come out.
So then, what
as
do
a
you
launch
think?
Title.
So if you don't think Mario's not a launch, right? What's the big game that's gonna push people to buy a Switch?
Metroid Prime 4.
Metroid Prime 4.
But that's gonna be on the old Switch too.
Yeah, but they're gonna like advertise and say, hey, listen, we're putting this on the old Switch, but you definitely need to play this on the new Switch because X, Y, and Z. They're gonna try to sell you on why the Switch 2 is superior than the old Switch, if that makes sense. I think
here's my argument.
I don't think they'll do Metroid Prime 4 as they'll push for that.
Yeah, it's not big enough. It's niche.
It's not a big enough IP. It's
yeah.
not a big enough IP for them.
Yeah,
as much as I love it.
I know you were gonna clap back with that.
I think they will do a Mario game, but it won't be a new game.
You really? You think they won't?
I don't think it'll be a new like story, a new. I think they might even like bring. I think they might bring like maybe Galaxy 2
or Galaxy 3
remake.
Awesome.
Right? Like if they brought that to the Switch 2.
Or not, there's no Galaxy 3 yet.
I was gonna say, what the heck is Galaxy 3?
My bad.
You're living
my
in
bad.
an alternate reality where there's a trilogy
Yeah.
of Galaxy games. I want to join it with you.
Ashes from the
Yeah, I
future.
wish.
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
That or like we were talking about it earlier. What if they redid Mario 64?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be excellent.
Imagine
Like
that
brought it
Mario
up to like
64 with ray
to
tracing.
modern modern hardware.
Ray tracing, Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom physics and all that. No, I mean, so I think there's gonna be a new Mario game for sure for launch, and here's why: because the only 3D Mario game, right, that we got, only original 3D Mario game that we got, was Odyssey, on the launch year of the Switch. That is it. We got 3D World, which was just a port, and then we got Wonder, but that's a 2D game, not a 3D Mario game. And that's, I mean, if you count the Mario 64 and Galaxy and Sunshine collection, the 3D collection, which I don't
Superstar
count that.
collection.
Yeah, I don't count that, but there's that as well. So I think they are definitely gonna go ahead with the hype of, not with the hype, but I think people are expecting it, and they're gonna go ahead and deliver with that, because that will cause a lot of people to go ahead and buy a Switch just for a brand new Mario game. Because Zelda, I think it's way too soon for Zelda. We had Tears of the Kingdom, what, 2 years now? Almost 2 years?
Yeah.
So almost 2 years ago, we had Tears of the Kingdom. We had Echoes of Wisdom, so we can't really expect I don't want to say 2D, because that's technically not 2D. That's more like isometric. Yeah.
Isometric, yeah.
Zelda game. So I don't see us seeing like a Link to the Past remake or anything like that.
Oh, that'd be so sick if they did that.
That would be cool. I would love that. But you know, Nintendo doesn't like me, so they wouldn't do that. What else? I mean, yeah, I think Mario's the only thing that fits that would sell a Nintendo Switch. I don't see anything else out there that was going to be like Switch 2 only, right? This is not going to work on the OG Switch. Metroid Prime 4 is going to be both. Xenoblade Chronicles X will probably have like better frame rate and stuff like that on the new Switch, but again, that's a port.
The only problem though is that Mario isn't a graphical powerhouse franchise. It's very rooted in its art style and its gameplay. It's like it's not a Zelda that like has graphics that could really be pumped to look really amazing. Super Mario is whimsical. It's very fun. It's very flat, 3D. I mean, and it looks pretty and everything, but that's not the game. I don't think you use that game to show off the power of your Switch generally.
Well, I think. Yeah, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, it's just that I think that like a Zelda game, like maybe Wind Waker and Twilight Princess remakes or something like that with like higher resolutions and all the rest. Maybe that would be kind of a, and especially considering that Zelda movie is going to come out eventually, that live action Zelda movie, right? So maybe that could tie into it in some capacity as well. You know, maybe.
I'm going to agree with you about a new Mario. I'm going to agree with you about new Mario because Super Nintendo World is opening this year.
That's true.
That too. In Orlando,
right? So that's just another promotion for Super Mario.
Are you guys all going to go together? I can be jealous.
That'd be cool.
I mean, if I can, I don't know.
Depends. I'm not going to go right away because it opens in May.
It'll be crazy.
Yes.
I'm not going in May. I'm not going in May. Fuck that. No.
Super freaking hot. So I'll probably like hold off till like the fall.
Yeah. Fall is good. Fall's good. But I was gonna like add on. If anything,
what if it's a
like
Yoshi game?
That'd be nice, but I was gonna like a big counter
argument. Yoshi Story Switch 2.
I feel like a Mario game can push the Switch performance depending on what the Mario game is to begin with. So if it's like entirely new IP and they're trying to bring in new mechanics for a Mario game, then that's fine. Like a good example is the Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart game, because the way they showed off the NVMe for the PS5 is so they will go through the different dimensions instantaneously, just like that. So if they could do something not similar to like Ratchet Clank, but something different that can further like show this the power of the Switch 2, then they can definitely go for a Mario game.
Mario 64, man. That's what I'm saying. Mario 64, you jump through the painting instantaneously.
What they're gonna do is they're gonna show that they can recreate the aesthetics and the art style of the '80s cartoon Mario. That's what they're gonna do, and show that's gonna be the powerhouse of the Switch.
It's gonna look like the one with Captain Lou Albano, the live action one. You play as Captain Lou Albano, and it's totally real.
What if
realistic,
they do?
Yeah, graphics. There you
like
go.
Mario 64, but then like make it to where it's Mario Maker, where you can make your own 3D world.
That'd be intense.
That'd be nice. a 3D world like Mario game. That'd be kind of
Like
well, not 3D
you can,
world, but yeah, like a
but
Mario
like
Maker 3D.
yeah, Mario Maker
kinda
in
cool.
like the 3D world.
Oh
So
god,
just
that'd
a
be that'd be
platformer running left
nuts.
or right. I
That'd be
know, but
crazy.
like how? But that would also show the power of the Switch.
Oh, I
too.
know.
Like, how
It would
much
be
you can do with that.
pure mayhem. You seen those people in that game, man? Jesus Christ, man. Woo, creativity
Yeah.
runs wild.
Bradley saying Mario Kart 9 should be the launch title for the Switch.
I thought about that just to troll James, but who
Yeah.
knows?
I don't think it would be a launch title. That'll probably be a good like holiday title, right? Like
Dude,
come
I
out in
just
fall.
sold Mario Kart 8 with the Switch like last week.
You sold your Switch?
No, like I sold
Oh.
someone a Switch.
Oh, someone
like,
a Switch?
Like,
Oh, okay.
At my job, they're
Yeah.
buying a Switch. I'm like, what game should I get? I'm like, get Mario Kart.
That's usually the one I recommend. Anytime they ask what game, it's like Mario Kart's probably
Mario Kart.
It's Mario Kart, Zelda,
Everybody likes
Smash
Mario
Bros.
Kart.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I see Mario Kart being more like a holiday game, you know, because that will get people
Yeah.
definitely into investing in, you know, because holiday is all about the family usually, right? It's usually about the family, and I feel like that's just a perfect holiday game for them there. That or like a new Super Smash Brothers, which I don't think will come out this year, maybe in a couple years.
Hey, they may surprise us.
Yeah, they'll port the original. What I want is Smash 64 on Nintendo Switch Online, actually, but you know, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, Mario to me makes sense. And to go back to Brian's point of like a graphical like showcase, I think that Metroid Prime 4 would be the graphical showcase, right? They'll probably go ahead and do a deeper dive to show the difference between Metroid Prime 4 on OG Switch and then Switch 2 to kind of show, hey, there's a pretty big difference there. I would assume so, at least. I I don't know of any other IP Nintendo could use to showcase the graphical showcase unless they get a lot of third parties coming in. Like
I mean,
That'd be a big
Activision
thing.
comes in and shows like Call of Duty or something like that.
I feel
Which
like
is
Zelda
possible.
should be able to pull it off still. I feel.
But I don't think a
Yeah,
new
but it's
Zelda's
too
coming,
soon.
right? Like
Yeah,
Wind
it's too soon
Waker,
for new Zelda.
yeah, and Wind Waker and Twilight Princess are not gonna get a facelift to that extent. At least
Okay,
I don't
that's
think.
a good
If
point.
I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong. That would be amazing.
I see what you mean though. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Like they'll probably lean if they don't lean on Metroid Prime 4 to show the differences, they're gonna lean on third parties to do that, right? Maybe like Assassin's Creed, what's it called, Shadows, right? Because Ubisoft is always everywhere, so they might show that off on the Switch. They might show like Call of Duty because Call of Duty is supposed to come to Nintendo Switch after the Activision and Xbox buyout and all that stuff.
I bet you'll do Witcher 3 again.
Witcher 3, I mean that would be if that would be impressive actually if they show, hey, this is how Witcher 3 looked on the OG Switch, and then on Switch 2 it's gonna look like this, and it's a huge difference. That'd actually be a good one to demonstrate, honestly, and I would be impressed with that. But that's really it that I can think about when it comes to games to showcase the Switch of Nintendo IPs, right? Like I doubt they're gonna do a Splatoon 4. Splatoon 3 is also about 2 years old. So I don't see that. I don't see a new Xenoblade Chronicles happening. Xenoblade Chronicles X is already being made, so they're not gonna go ahead and do anything with that. Unless they tease like a Xenoblade Chronicle X2. Then I can see that. Which would be amazing. Because Xenoblade Chronicles X art style is a little bit different than Xenoblade Chronicles, so I can see that happening, but I doubt it. Trying to think what else. Final Fantasy
I'm trying to-
Rebirth. Like if
I
they
mean,
showed,
at this point,
mean,
that
they-
would be,
they were,
it's
like-
possible. So
They were hinting at like the new Switch is gonna be as powerful as PS4, so who knows?
but like Rebirth is not on PS4 at all, right? It's only PS5 and then PC.
Not Rebirth,
it's only
but
PS5 and up.
Re- But Remake was.
Yeah,
That's
remake
what I'm
was,
saying.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I mean, Remake isn't that too much different to Rebirth in terms of graphical, like fidelity stuff.
On a side
Gameplay's
note,
different wise, but
Yeah.
anyway.
on a side note, Bryant, if Rebirth came out on the Switch 2, would you buy it again?
Would remake as well?
Yeah, remake as well.
I mean, they would have to.
Then probably, because I want to have the complete
Yeah.
collection of Final Fantasy games.
What about Final Fantasy
so-
16?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I just wanted to see if
Kinda
you would say
questions
yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Hey, if 16 came out on Switch 2 and it actually worked, unlike the RG Ally where I have to go ahead and change my VRAM. That'd be kind of cool, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it works on the RG Ally, but I gotta change my VRAM, and then what I do is I switch it back to 8, and it's just annoying. But that'd be nice. I'd buy 16 again just for that. Cool. There was one thing. Let me see. I wrote it in the notes. There's something else we were supposed to discuss. Oh yeah, predictions of 2025. I guess we already started talking about predictions. Let's go ahead and talk about just predictions in general, not just Nintendo related. What does everybody think that Microsoft and Sony are going to showcase this year? Does everybody here think that Microsoft will show what Phil Spencer has been hinting at, a portable Xbox at all?
I don't think that's coming this year.
No?
I think it's too far away. And on top of that too, the Xbox brand is just taken such a beating. Like I don't think they're going to be I mean, Microsoft and the Xbox brand will be around maybe as like a Sega kind of thing. Like I really think it's going to go like Xbox Game Studios where you can get your Perfect Darks and your Indiana Jones and your Dooms and what's that other game that looks really cool? It takes place like in New Orleans, like the Bayou. What's it called?
Oh, shoot, I was just looking at gameplay.
It's like claymation kind of looking, or like like
Well, that just
it
got
looks
announced.
it looks really cool. That game looks freaking awesome. So like I mean the way that you're reading about the way that Microsoft is going to be
South of
releasing
Midnight.
these. What was that?
South of Midnight.
South of Midnight. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way that you are hearing about Microsoft using the Xbox brand to release these games like on all these platforms, like, and you just keep hearing more and more about their plans to just release this stuff everywhere. The more I regret getting into the Xbox ecosystem, like as far as hardware goes. And so I don't know how much more investment they're really going to do into hardware. I mean, they're all about making it so smart TVs are Xboxes, and they're doing a whole ad campaign about it. The Xbox, I think I read somewhere that the Xbox is outselling, or the PS5 is outselling the Xbox 5-1. Like that's not a healthy platform. And then you talk about Game Pass. How much money are they losing on Game Pass because they can't reach the scale they need to make money on it? And their gamble was that everybody was going to want Game Pass because they wanted to play games for free, well, not for free, but not the same as paying $60-$70 a pop. And people like want to pay for their games. Like, yeah, there are people that will get Game Pass and play Call of Duty on it, or Indiana Jones, or any of the other games that are on Game Pass. It's like a novelty to play it there. But people, I think people want to still pay for games. I mean, look at the games that are exclusive to PlayStation right now. Are they like selling tens of copies because you have to pay for them? No, like they're selling crazy well. And I just think Microsoft has just kind of missed the plot as far as like what gamers want, and they're not healthy as a platform.
Yeah.
I think what they'll do is they'll probably will release a handheld, right? Because they already have like a minimum requirement for their games. To like it has to meet Series S capabilities, and then the X is just gravy on top of that. So the games have to be able to play on a Series S. So if they come out with a handheld, I think that's their minimum mark, is gonna like shoot for the hardware capabilities of a Series S, because we already know the games are gonna run on it. And what I think they'll actually do is they'll release their own hardware, but they'll do what Valve is doing, right? They're going to make an Xbox OS. And then they're like, this is the hardware, this is the OS for it, this is how you're going to play your games handheld. And then eventually they're going to, license out that OS to other manufacturers. And that will fall in line with their campaign. Everything is an Xbox.
That's a bold prediction there, I would say. Like I don't see them replacing Windows for an Xbox OS, but at the same time that it makes sense to do that. I just don't see them doing that.
It's just Windows isn't like
there's too much productivity in Windows, like corporations.
Like they'll separate those two things out, right? Like the Xbox OS will be like strictly just for gaming, and they'll keep Windows as their productivity multi-use operating system. But for strictly just for their Xbox gaming like branch, they have to do something to kind of keep that that industry alive, that branch alive. Because they've already done the campaign. Everything is an Xbox.
Yeah.
So now it makes sense. Like, all right, well, let's truly make everything an Xbox. Let's build an OS specifically just for an Xbox that you can install on an ROG Ally. You can install it on a Steam Deck. You can install it, because all of these Windows gaming handhelds, yes, they're great, but Windows isn't built for a handheld.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean,
And if they saw the success with Valve and Steam OS, Valve is going to do it. They're going to.
Yeah.
They've already talked about releasing that OS that people can install.
yeah, that I do think is coming sooner rather than later. Like,
Yeah.
I believe once CES happens, the new Lenovo Legion Go's are shown off. One of them showing off Steam OS, like official Steam OS. I think after that announcement, Valve comes out and says Steam OS is open to the public. They already have ROG Ally drivers. You can now install it on the ROG Ally, and you're good to go. And I think that's gonna be huge, and it wouldn't make sense, right? Because I think I think right now, if I was Microsoft and Sony, the competition is no longer them two. The competition is Valve, because I believe Valve is, no pun intended, is gonna move full steam ahead with Steam OS.
Sorry,
like
sorry, I love jokes like that. I had to laugh at that one.
Like it's with Steam OS. Like Steam OS is amazing. I honestly, if they could figure out the anti-cheat stuff, my gaming PC right here would be a Steam OS machine. I would have no use for Windows. I don't use Windows for anything. I use my Mac for everything. This is my only Windows machine. The only reason I use it is for gaming. That's it. If I can get Steam OS and have it working there, then hey, I'm better off with that. But the anti-cheat stuff is kind of what makes it difficult to kind of move away from.
What's even more insane is that I was actually looking at videos that the fact that running SteamOS with Windows games instead of running Windows stuff actually proves to have better performance because of the frame timing and everything. I'm just like, bro, like it's the fact that you still is that Proton still has to translate the video API calls to you, but you're still getting better frame time compared to native.
Yeah.
Nuts.
I was watching a video. Yeah, I saw that. There was almost like a 10 frame difference in certain games.
Oh yeah,
so I think Microsoft can do that. That's why Xbox. I think that's why Xbox is probably think of doing that. It's just making their own OS for their gaming.
And that would make sense, right? Because especially with Windows 11, what's making it worse is all the AI updates. Like everything, they're just forcing Copilot into everything, which is taking up system resources. It's annoying. When we were streaming, I was talking with Taz, who I was streaming with, and he was talking about, he's like, oh yeah, I have 64 gigs of RAM in my PC. He's like, but why is like 20 gigs being used up? I was like, that's Windows for you. Like, no matter how much RAM you put in, the more RAM you put in, the more resources Windows decides to use off your RAM. And it's like, it's stupid. There's no reason for that to be. Where on SteamOS, I mean, SteamOS is not official now, but I'm pretty sure with SteamOS, if on 16 gigs, it's only using, let's say, 2 gigs of resources natively.
Yeah.
If you put in 32 gigs, it's probably still going to be using only 2 gigs of RAM. Like, that's it. So, yeah. What about PlayStation? Are we going to get a true PSP successor?
No, I think they're doubling down on remote play.
You think so?
Not. I think it's too soon.
Too soon?
They've already said they're like looking into it and they're gonna do it, but nothing this year, to be honest. It's like 3-4 years or longer down the line before they even like talk about it, to be honest.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I think there will probably be a big update for the Portal this year, because we already got the cloud gaming on the Portal,
which should have been
launched. Yeah,
that should have happened on launch
for sure. I think they're gonna add like PS1 native gameplay to the Portal.
If anything, I think they would more than likely do a refresh of the Portal before they announce a portable PlayStation, like 4 or 5, or whatever. Like a refresh of the Portal.
Yeah.
Give me a Portal with better sticks and an OLED, I would be all over that.
That and better Wi-Fi.
That too.
It needs to match the same as the PS5.
Yeah, I don't know
either
why
Wi-Fi 6 or Wi-Fi 7. That's the thing.
It's old.
That was the same thing. That makes no sense. That's why I feel like, if anything, they would probably do a refresh of that with the better Wi-Fi chip and probably a better screen before they even start talking about a new, PlayStation.
And I'd pay premium for that, by the way. I'd pay premium for a PS Portal that was like OLED, better hardware, and better Wi-Fi. I totally would pay $400 or $500 for that. Absolutely.
I mean, they might even be able to keep it the same price, to be honest, because costs of things eventually get cheaper and cheaper. So who knows? It might be $250 for an OLED like Portal with Wi-Fi 7.
Ash, do you
Perfect
have any
companion for your
predictions?
PS5 Pro.
Yeah. Yeah, any predictions for 2025 outside of Nintendo?
Not really. Not a lot. I mean, uh, not anything for Sony. Not anything for Xbox. I mean, no predictions at all. I just hope both those companies get better. That's all I'm asking for. You know, because all that matters to me is competition at that point, right? That's it. Don't really have any predictions for them. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'll say outside of that, I do think that this year we will get a new Resident Evil game. I think we'll get a brand new game, whether it's a remake or not. I guess that'll be soon. We'll figure that out. I'm thinking Resident Evil 9 though, more than anything. I feel like 4 was kind of like that stepping stone. That was done by the team that did the remake for Resident Evil 3. So I could see the team that did Village working on Resident Evil 9. So I see that happening. What else? I predict. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get this one right, but I do predict there might be a new Call of Duty game this year. I'm not 100% sure how accurate that is, but we'll have to wait and see.
I say that's a 75% accuracy.
Let's see. I don't know. I mean, that's Resident Evil is really like the only one that I can think of out of any of the big publishers of a game that I could see coming. Because Sony, I was gonna say they're quiet, but not really. Because we have Ghost of Yotai, we have I forgot what the name of the game is. The new Naughty Dog game. I forgot what the name of that is called now. We have the new Naughty Dog game coming.
Yeah, it's that space one, right?
Yeah.
The one that had like a Porsche spaceship.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, the game looks cool. But like I said, I feel indifferent about it because like we barely got shown the gameplay.
Yeah.
So.
Santa Monica, I guess we don't know what they're doing. Ragnarok was their last game. Ragnarok is 2 years old, so we probably won't get anything. I mean, especially with the time frame of how these games are being made, we probably won't get anything from them for another like 6 years or something. Wolverine. I think Wolverine is gonna come out this year. At least I hope Wolverine comes out this year because it's been a minute.
Yeah.
So I definitely love some Wolverine. What else? I think who else is in Sony's catalog? We're gonna get Gravity Rush to PC. We need it. Gravity Rush is gonna be on PC, both 1 and 2.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
Bloodborne's not out yet. So if Bloodborne's not out, Gravity Rush is not coming out either. I'm sorry.
Gravity Rush needs to come. The music's so great in Gravity Rush. Like in Gravity Rush 1, the main town hub like music stays in my head. It's just so calm. It's so nostalgic. And it's nostalgic in a way because like the situation I was in at that time when playing that game. I played that game a lot and it just like fits that. And then when I think about that, I think to those like rougher times, those tougher times in my life.
Yeah.
I almost say rougher, I say tougher. Or maybe rougher, tougher, I guess it's the same thing, right? Yeah? No? Right? I don't know. I guess I'll let you guys decide if rougher or tougher means the same thing. But yeah, let's see what else.
What discourse on this channel today? Rougher or tougher? That's how limited the gaming news sphere is right now.
Yeah.
That's what we're resorting to.
Exactly. That's really it. That's all I can think of in Sony's lineup. I don't see anything else coming from Sony this year, which is gonna be sad. Microsoft, they already have their lineup, so I'm pretty sure they're just gonna release the remaining games that they have. Yeah, I think this year is the year of Nintendo.
Yep.
It's
Makes the most sense for them to do an announce and a hardware release.
Yep. Nintendo's probably gonna be having because every year Nintendo has had usually one game a month. This past year, I think, kind of ended that cycle to an extent, and then this year that we know of,
expected.
we're not having like we have January. I don't think we have anything for February or March. No, March is Xenoblade Chronicles X, right? Is that March or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't have a February. We have a March, and then we don't know when Metro Prime 4 is. So I think, maybe we get that February announcement, right? With a shadow drop of some game coming out in February, or Nintendo's gonna drop
Metro
something
Prime
in
2
February.
and 3.
That'd be nice. Or Wind Waker HD or Twilight Princess HD.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Wind Waker HD still hasn't came over to the
Those
Switch
would
yet.
be
That's
yeah,
crazy.
there's a lot of games on the Wii U that they could port to the Switch easily that they haven't touched, such as
Pushmo.
Wind Waker.
They're probably done with it by now. They're just waiting for the right time to release them.
Has anybody here played Pushmo at all?
That sounds
Ah.
familiar.
It's an amazing game. It's a puzzle game where basically you're trying to climb to the top and save. I guess I don't know what they're called, but whatever the Pushmo race is, you're trying to save them. And what you do is like you push, or technically you're pulling these like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like it's like a flat wall, but there's like parts you can pull, and you're trying to make stairs and you're trying to jump around to get to it. It's really fun. It was on Wii U and I believe 3DS as well. And yeah, it's fun. Whenever you can, I definitely recommend trying it out. And I hope we get a port to some sort on the Switch because it is a pretty cool game. I think Brian will like it because you like a lot of puzzle games, so I think you'll like it.
What? I'm not a. Are you being sarcastic? I'm not a puzzle gamer, really. Am I?
Well, I assumed you were. You like Tetris. I'm not being sarcastic. I'll be real.
Oh, that's like the only. I wouldn't even say. I don't know. I mean, I guess Tetris would fit in the classification of a puzzle.
It will.
Game.
It's a speedrun puzzle game.
Yeah, to me it is. I mean, if you're not into puzzle games, then never mind.
No, I didn't mean to come across as caustic there. I just when I think of puzzle games, I think of like the Layton games and stuff like that. I'm not really into those.
Not like that.
Or,
Yes, it's not like that.
Okay.
It's that one's more like a slow and cozy puzzle game. Tetris is
Okay.
more like I said, a speedrun puzzle game. If that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Pushmo, I wouldn't call it slow and cozy. I'm trying to think, what would it be? Like, what would it's like Captain Toad? Did you ever play Captain Toad?
Yep,
I like Captain Toad.
That's definitely slow and cozy. Yeah,
it would give you a feel of like Captain Toad. Like
Okay,
if you enjoy
fair enough.
Captain Toad, I think you'll love Pushmo World.
I did like Captain Toad.
Yeah, and to
Who
me,
doesn't
I
like
see
Captain
Captain
Toad?
Toad as a puzzle game. Yeah, Captain Toad was
Okay,
great.
yeah, that's
I
fair.
loved it. But yeah, anything else that we have for today before we end the podcast?
got nothing less
I
to
got
say, I
nothing.
guess.
Yeah, I don't think. Oh, I got a quick thing I can talk about real quick.
Yep.
I'm playing another game too. I don't think I mentioned it last time. Nine Souls. You guys hear of this?
What was that?
No. It's a 2D Metroidvania Souls kind of game where you play as like this cat, and it's just this beautiful art, like totally hand drawn backgrounds and characters, and it's gorgeous. And it's just kind of like a melee based kind of Metroid kind of game, like where you go on different levels, you're exploring. It's kind of like Hollow Knight kind of. It's a different look than Hollow Knight, but it kind of has that same kind of idea of, you go through the level, you get power ups, you go back, you unlock certain things, you get abilities, you upgrade your character, stuff like that. And it's actually really good. It's on I got it on PC, so I'm playing it on Steam Deck, but it's also like on PlayStation, and very high reviews, very highly regarded, and I'm enjoying it. It gets hard. I got really pissed playing it a night or two ago. I kept dying in this one spot, but yeah, it's really good. Are you looking at gameplay of it right now?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's a Sekiro inspired
Sekiro
deflection
inspired. That's funny.
combat. So
Yeah,
art style looks
it's
pretty
cool.
though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
like
awesome.
A samurai cat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks cool. I'm gonna have to.
It's really dark too, because like in the beginning of the game, not this isn't really a spoiler because it happens at the beginning of the game, but like you see these villager characters get picked up by like a claw machine, and then their necks get twisted off, and like their bodies just drop, and it's really graphic, which is surprising for a game that looks like that. But yeah, it's pretty nifty.
I was trying to add it to
What's
my
it
wish
called?
list, and then what is it letting me?
9 lives.
Nine
Souls.
Nine
SOLS.
SOLS.
Like 9
Yeah.
lives?
Hilarious.
You get it? Because cats.
Yeah.
In case that's not clear to you, it's for cats.
I mean, souls will be sons. 9 sons, technically. There's the little trailer on the thing. It shows the cat being like, was he falling off a cliff or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah, the gameplay looks
that's like the
cool.
beginning of the game.
Yeah, you can.
I think you'd like it.
Yeah, this looks like my cup of tea. Yeah, gameplay looks really cool. I like the art style. Like it's definitely a cool art style.
It's beautiful, especially on Steam Deck and all the rest. Just it pops.
Yeah, everything on the Steam Deck pops with that OLED display.
Surprisingly, though, I was playing Cyberpunk on it like 2 nights ago, and it
Doesn't
runs
pop.
great on it, especially if you turn on upscaling or like the
FSR?
what do you call it, DLSS or whatever it's called.
Oh, it actually does. I'm
Yeah, it
impressed.
runs great. It runs
Oh, wow.
really well. The only problem that I have is that since the screen is so small, it's like that game has so much detail and it just pops. And when you're on a screen that small, you just like want to like bury your face into the screen to like see all the details because you feel like you're kind of missing out if you can't see it. And it's like it's cool playing it on there, but when I really want to see the world, I'm going to play it on my PC on a bigger screen and crank the settings and everything. But it actually runs very well on Steam Deck. So if you don't care about that, you're going to be fine.
That's me. I can care less. As long as I can play the game, I'm okay.
Then you're fine.
Yeah.
I think he's having PTSD with FF16.
Yeah, I mean that game. I'm very sad at that game. Like I said, it's that update that ruined it. That update ruined it. It worked good on the Steam Deck, in the beginning, and then it started slowing down. So then I switched to RG Ally. It worked good, and then there was an update, and then that's it. It just broke portable gameplay, which has got me worried about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I hope it doesn't do the same thing, but
I can't wait to play that on PC.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I already had one of my family members bought it for me for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be launch day for me, man.
I haven't bought it yet because I'm hoping
it's on sale, man.
It is, but I'm hoping I get.
Oh, you're hoping for a key?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So we'll see. The closer it gets, I might buy it, and then if I do get a key anyways, then I'll probably do a like a giveaway for the key. The thing is, with my PC, the VRAM is the issue. 100% is the VRAM because I couldn't play Marvel Rivals in stream, which I did fix that issue. The way I had to do it is I actually had to play Marvel Rivals off my ROG Ally.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So
it's time, James. It's time to upgrade the PC, man.
It is. I need that new GPU.
Write it off in your taxes, man.
Yeah. It's the GPU. So I'm waiting for the announcement. I think it's either Tuesday or Wednesday is the announcement for AMD and NVIDIA.
And
they're both on the same
NVIDIA,
day.
AMD's releasing some GPUs?
AMD and NVIDIA. So
yeah, they've already said that they're doing 9000 series is their code name, which makes it's weird because they just skipped 8000.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why they're jumping to 9000.
And they changed the naming convention and went from like AMD was like 7700, 7800, 7900. Now it's like the 9070, the 9080.
Yeah.
So they're just doing NVIDIA's. And so now people are gonna be
and we're 9s, so we're better.
Yeah,
it's like what Xbox tried doing with Xbox 360 better than PlayStation 2 because there's a 3. Like, or PlayStation
it's
3.
so weird because like it's confusing because you're gonna have the RTX 5070 and then you're gonna have the RX 9070. So like if you're a casual, you're gonna be like, oh, the RX 9070 is better than an RTX 5070, not knowing any better. But yeah, the 9070 looks good though. According to the leak specs, it's 16 gigs of VRAM, which is great. That's all we know. So just with 60 gigs of VRAM, to me that's a win because I need more VRAM. We'll have to wait to see because I think they were showing off the 5080 or the 5070. I think they showed was only going to have 12 gigs of VRAM, which to me, that should not be the case. But we'll wait to see. We'll definitely have a lot to talk about on next week's podcast with CES. Not so much focused on PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox, but a lot of PC hardware announcements, such as the Legion Go. I'm sure Legion Go's or any type of other handhelds are going to be announced there. We'll talk about the new NVIDIA cards, the new AMD cards, and just kind of give our thoughts on those things, if we feel they're worth it. Hopefully we'll get pricing also at those announcements because pricing, I think, is a huge factor. Is NVIDIA going to do what NVIDIA usually does and raise the price? Or are they going to keep it the same? And is AMD going to try to undercut them? Like, it's one of those things. We'll have to wait and see, especially in a world where Intel's... What's the GPU now? The B580, right? Is what it's called? No, there's that motherboard. No, yeah, the Intel... No, I don't even know what the Intel GPU is, and we were talking about this before. Yeah,
The
B580.
battleship. Yeah,
Yeah.
B580. Yep.
So with the Intel B580, yeah, 12 gigs of VRAM, and it's like not better than a 4070, but better than a 4060 Ti, which I think is a pretty good win at $250. I think that's like a steal for most people. I won't get that card, but I think for a lot of people who are looking for a cheap buy, that might not be a bad option.
Wait, you're talking about the Intel graphics card, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really hoping for Intel to step up their game in that department, because especially with that graphics card, for it being like legit the best budget GPU that you can get
Yeah.
for decent performance.
Mhm.
I'm hoping they can improve from that, and hopefully eventually compete with AMD and Nvidia when it comes to higher end graphics cards too, and
Yeah.
beat them out with prices too. That'd be nice to see.
Yeah, definitely. 100% agree.
Yep.
Let's see what happens. All right, everybody. That is all for today's podcast. I do want to give a huge shout out. We had actually at today's podcast, we had 7 subscribers.
Oh,
I
nice.
only got the notification for 1, or I think for 2. I'm sorry. I only got the notification for 2. For the rest, it did not notify, so I do apologize. But I do appreciate the subscriptions there. As always, don't forget that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Follow over on Twitch if you are watching us on Twitch, and vice versa, right? Whichever platform you prefer, definitely go ahead and follow, subscribe. YouTube is kind of the main platform that we kind of work with here. I usually upload YouTube videos, so I will have a video again starting this week. My routine kind of starts all over again, so we will be doing videos starting with the Ambernick controller will be my first video, and then we'll go from there. So I'm excited for this new year to start, for me to go back to a regular schedule and be able to pull out videos every week again. But yeah, Ash, where can I catch you at?
You can catch me at Destroy at from my YouTube channel. I'm gonna try to upload a video about the Switch 2 sometime this week and everything, to overall discuss my overall thoughts about it, and what should I expect from it and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Are you a fan?
You can catch me at Phaneckswhy on Twitter, Blue Sky, Twitch. Here on Sundays, sometime Thursdays if I wake up.
Where are you, Brian?
I'm at Red So Deep on the Blue Sky.
And as always, you can catch me here on both YouTube and Twitch, as well as Blue Sky, Twitter at The Random Encounter, or rather, The Random Encounter on Blue Sky, TRE Podcast on Twitter. And yeah, every Thursday on the group stream, and every Friday on my solo stream. My name is James. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Fan. Thank you, Bryant. We will catch you guys next time.
See you later.